Unicorn Baseball is on the air from Dodd Stadium. After a rain out yesterday, Norwich ready to get back to work, and boy, are they ready for the number one team in the Futures League. That's right, the Westfield Starfires in town this afternoon on a Sunday fun day presented by K&H Equipment. That's right, all kinds of first responder trucks out there in the outfield, and I'm Adam Plager, excited to bring you coverage of Norwich Unicorn Future League Baseball. Game 3 of the homestand. It was supposed to be a 4-game set, but because of the rain and the poor field conditions yesterday that we worked oh so ever hard to get ready, it looks clean and pristine, and we're excited for some baseball here on this Sunday as we take a look back to Friday. And it was a heat wave for the Unicorn offense. We take a look back at exactly how Norwich got going offensively against starter D.C. Brown. Here's a look at those first and second inning highlights for Norwich. They played 3 runs in that first inning, and Caden Dosa, he's been electric for this Norwich team ever since he's made his entrance to the Rose City. And then another newcomer for Norwich we'll show in a minute, but A.J. Soldra again, aggressive early in counts, is able to barrel that one up through into right field. This is something, a trend that we have continued to see from A.J. Soldra. And here's the newcomer, Sebastian Mueller. Barrels it down that left center field gap, smashes it out there. And Norwich off to the races early. A 2-0 lead for the Norwich Unicorns, but that was not going to be all. Norwich with 7 hits through the first 2 innings in that ball game, and it was the Road Warrior bullpen who kept Norwich to just 2 hits the rest of the night. But again, attacking early in counts, simple approaches to the plate, and it was a merry-go-round offensively for this Norwich team. Everybody contributing, and it's been something to watch for Norwich here early on, especially in that first and second inning. You build a little bit of run support, a cushion, and Norwich was able to take full advantage in that ball game, taking an early 5-0 lead. Nice little head first slide, and again, Caden Dosa starting that second inning for Norwich, and again, that top of the order, so dangerous for this Norwich team, and we had an opportunity, in fact, to catch up with the Yale product, Caden Dosa, who's back in the lineup for the Norwich Unicorns. He'll be the leadoff hitter in center field. He talks about his strong start here in Norwich and what it's going to take here this afternoon against the number 1 Westfield Starfires. Norwich Unicorns back at home after a rain out yesterday. They will go toe-to-toe with the top-seeded Westfield Starfires. I'm Adam Plager, joined now by newcomer Caden Dosa. Well, it's been a strong start for you since you've joined this Norwich team. Just talk about that transition here.
Yeah, it's been a great transition. It's grateful to have a hot start and just been playing aggressive and been really welcome to this team right from the get-go, and just love the culture and the environment. It's been great so far.
Back-to-back multi-hit performances for you. Your last 2 ball games. Just talk about that approach for you at the plate.
Yeah, just playing with nothing to lose, being aggressive, and just kind of carrying the momentum of the team. We're a good team, and I'm just kind of carrying on with this, like we're all doing, and just trying to do my best and stay aggressive.
It was a nice turnout for the fans here last game, over 4,000 watching. Just talk about what it's like to play in front of them.
Oh yeah, that was pretty special. We had about, you said 4,000 fans. You could just feel the environment and just how loud it was, and all the fan engagement. It was pretty special, and it's been a pleasure to have the opportunity to play here and again under that.
One final question: Westfield Starfires in town for this one here this afternoon. Keys to victory against this Westfield team?
Just keep momentum going. Stay aggressive early and just keep doing what we're doing. I feel like we're kind of picking up steam again after a little bit of a slow spot, but yeah, just the good teams, just got to compete with the best and just keep playing how we're playing.
Unicorn fans, that is outfielder Caden Dosa. First pitch this afternoon, 4 o'clock local time. Welcome back to Norwich on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. 4th Sunday home game of the summer, and we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Westfield Starfires as they're just about set to get going here offensively. Leading off, playing third base, Julio Solier. Batting second at first base, Aiden Redahan. Batting third in center field, Gianno Merlonghi. The cleanup hitter is the DH, Luke Masiak. Batting 5th and doing the catching, Jaden Novak. Batting 6th in left field, Luke Uhas. Batting 7th in right field, Sam Morris. Batting 8th, the shortstop, Kyle Garbowski. And batting 9th at second base, Van Leo. They go toe-to-toe here tonight with Unicorn starting pitcher Justin Marks, who will make his 8th start of the summer for Norwich. A 2-3 record with a 1.08 whip heading into play here tonight. Marks has the baseball from manager Kevin Murphy. Teo Spadaccini was supposed to have the start on Saturday. He gets pushed back. Another Sunday home start for Justin Marks, who's going to look for a little bit better after a rocky outing last Sunday against the Nashua Silver Knights. Just about set for baseball. Underway, aggressive on the first pitch is Solier. That's dumped into right center field, and aboard on the first pitch is Solier. In business immediately is Westfield. A look at the alignment for Norwich defensively. At third base, Nick Tomasetto. The shortstop is Scott Penny. At second base, Nick Storino. Sebastian Mueller at first. We'll take a look at the outfield in a moment. The lefty Marks set, and the delivery misses way outside for ball 1. The Norwich outfield from left to right. In left field, A.J. Soldra. The center fielder this afternoon, Caden Dosa. And Jack Sweeney in right field. Marks at the belt. The 1-0 delivery home is in there for strike 1, and the count is even. The pitcher-catcher battery here this afternoon for Norwich is Justin Marks, tossing to Yukon product Connor Lane. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike to Aiden Reddahand. The left-handed hitting first baseman here this afternoon for Paul Bonfiglio's team. Westfield coming into play after a loss they just suffered to the Worcester Bravehearts, but 7-3 in their last 10. Norwich trying to keep pace with the top team in the Futures League here this afternoon. Marks fires over to first to keep a close eye on Solier, who was aboard thanks to a leadoff single on the first pitch he faced here in this ball game. Count leverage for Reddahand. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. The left-hander ready, and the delivery is just up and away for ball 3, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. The first baseman, Aiden Reddahand, out of Central Connecticut, Greenwich, Connecticut native. Count in his favor, 3 balls and 1 strike. The southpaw ready, and the 3-1 home is shot down the left field line, but it's going foul. And a nice catch out there by a Starfire reliever who makes a snag on it in the bullpen in left field. And the count is now full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Reddahand. Mark's still hunting his first out here at the ball game. Trying to take care of the top of the order of the dangerous Starfire offense. The 3-2 delivery home is right back to Marks, who goes to second for 1, and the throw went awry. Norwich is not going to have a play anywhere as the toss from Justin Marks over to the second base bag immediately was spiked into the infield turf, and there's base runners at first and second for Westfield with nobody out. The umpiring crew in this ball game, Justin Fisher is the home plate umpire. Joseph Hilton over at first base, and Steve Sanderson is the third base umpire in this ball game. The delivery home to Gianno Merlonghi, the center fielder, is blowing in for ball 1. Already some trouble and some danger brewing for Westfield, who has runners at first and second with nobody out. Mark's ready, and the 1-0 delivery is down and in for ball 2, and quickly the count has jumped to 2 balls and no strikes. Merlonghi's been a regular for the Starfire team. 4th best batting average for Westfield coming into play, .338. He certainly can make the action happen. The 2-0 also low and in. Marks is dancing around the edges here against Merlonghi. This summer, Merlongi 26 runs batted in. That is top of the board for Westfield. A scoring opportunity for the Starfires early, but it's going to be a 4-pitch walk, and that is going to load the bases. Westfield has runners everywhere with nobody out. To the cleanup hitter we go. It's the DH, Luke Masiak. Conversation between the Scenic Horn catcher, Connor Lane, and starting pitcher, Justin Marks, who has run into immediate danger in this ball game. A leadoff single and then an error committed by Marks, which Norwich thought they had a potential double play in store. Allowed runners at first and second, and a 4-pitch walk to Merlongi has them loaded for Luke Masiak, the DH. Masiak out of Hofstra University, Trumbull, Connecticut. Native, that one gets through the legs of Lane, but staying at third base is Julio Solier. The base runner at second, that is Aiden Redahand, and Merlongi aboard. He is at first. Already immediate movement in the Scenic Horn bullpen. The 1-0 home is in there, and the count is going to even up. 1 ball and 1 strike. The rain out yesterday could not have come at a better time for Norwich, who was running a bit low pitching-wise. They did not have that many options for the pitching staff if they needed to turn it into a bullpen game. So there's going to be some more options here on this Sunday. An extra day of rest for everybody, and that works out to the benefit of Coach Murphy's team because Norwich is going to have a doubleheader with the Starfires on Tuesday. There's a pitch, slashed foul on the first base side. Matchups so critical this time of the summer. Norwich in the midst of a playoff chase. Currently seated third in the standings, a half game behind the New Britain Bees, who were winners last night. That's why they gained a little bit of ground against Norwich. Here comes the 1-2 home to Masiak. It's checked, and it's going to be ruled as ball 2, and that's going to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Masiak so far this summer for Westfield batting .295 through 13 ball games. A chance to open the gates offensively for Westfield as he swings through strike 3. Caught him with the off-speed pitch out in front of it, and a big first out for Marks here this afternoon. And the base is still loaded, though, for Jaden Novak. Novak has some familiarity with the couple Scenic Horns. Played at Cheshire Academy with A.J. Soldra, as well as Anthony Tirado at the high school level. Cheshire, a prominent prep baseball school out of Connecticut. So already some familiarity with a couple of guys, but no familiarity quite yet with Marks. We'll try and find his second out. Here's the 0-1 on the breaking ball, popped up. Racing back the center fielder, Dosa. He's got a play on it and trying to tag in. Coming home and scoring is Solier. And it's Westfield who jumps out to a 1-0 lead on a sac fly off the bat of the catcher, Jaden Novak. An important second out, though, located by Justin Marks, who allowed the first 3 to reach base. He's retired the previous 2 here, and a chance to get out of the inning with minimal damage. Runners at the corners for Westfield for Luke Uhas as they immediately check in on the base runner at first. That is represented by Aiden Redahand. The base runner at third is Gianno Merlongi. He tagged up on that fly ball out to center field. Count is quickly 1-0 to the number 6 hitter in the order. This is Luke Uhas out of the University of Louisiana at Lafayette with the Raging Cajuns is where he's been playing his collegiate baseball. Popped up, shallow center field on the run, sliding in, unable to come up with the baseball is the center fielder, Caden Dosa, and that's going to plate the second run of the ball game. We'll take a look back at that lazy fly ball out to shallow center field. It was the center fielder Dosa who gave it a good effort, but was unable to make the catch on it, and that allows Redahan to come home and score. Westfield's jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. So a chance for Sam Morris, who's in right field this afternoon for Westfield. Watches strike one, cross to the plate. Runner still at the corners for Westfield. 2 on and 2 away. The 0-1 home. This one's popped up. First base side is going to drift out into the seats, out towards the concourse, and quickly it's 0-2. It was an outstanding effort by Caden Dosa, who had to go a long, long way to try and make the catch, and the most important part was he kept it in front of him. Marks on 0-2 home, reaching out over to second base, collected there by Storino. His toss over to first is in time to set down Morris, but the damage has been done. An early 2-0 lead for Westfield in the first on 2 hits. Norwich coming to the plate. You're watching Scenic Horn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNS and Sports. And as we take you to the break, let's get you the 3 things you need to know as far as today's ball game with the Westfield Starfires.
Hey, Scenic Horn fans, it's play-by-play broadcaster Adam Flager, and that's right, it's Sunday Fun Day here at the ballpark. Touch a Truck, the promotion, and that's right, we're in the fire truck, and that means it's time to get you the 3 things you need to know ahead of first pitch. Thing number 1, Norwich is going to try and put out the fire here tonight as the Westfield Starfires are in town and currently sit number 1 in the Future League standings. Thing number 2, Norwich is currently 2-1 on Sunday Fun Days here at home and 4-3 overall this summer. And thing number 3, Norwich is going to hand the baseball over to Eastern Connecticut State product Justin Marks. He'll make his 8th start of the summer, a 2-3 record with a 4.15 ERA. That's right, Unicorn fans. That's the 3 things you need to know here ahead of first pitch on this Sunday Fun Day with the 4 o'clock Eastern first pitch.
Leading off for your Sea Unicorns is center fielder from Yale University, number 8, Caden Dosa.
As Caden Dosa prepares to take his first hacks, here's a look at the lineup card designed by Scenic Horn manager Kevin Murphy. Leading off is the center fielder Caden Dosa. AJ Soldra bats second. He's in left field. Sebastian Mueller bats third at first base. Connor Lane, the catcher's in the cleanup spot. Nick Tomasetto back into the lineup. He's over at third, batting fifth. Scott Penny, the shortstop, bats sixth. Irizarry, the DH, batting seventh. Jack Sweeney, right field, batting eighth. And Nick Storino at second base. He bats ninth to round out the lineup card for manager Kevin Murphy on this Sunday Fun Day. But a fun start for Westfield. 2 in the first inning as the Scenic Horns will go up against starting pitcher Jake Yakum. Yakum, a lefty starter, rising junior out of Keene State, Westfield, Massachusetts native. Staying local here this summer to play with his hometown team, the Westfield Starfires. First 3 have all missed the zone to Caden Dosa, who's coming off back-to-back multi-hit performances. The 3-0 home is in there for strike 1. Dosa was ready to pack his bags and head over to first base. He'll be hauled back into the righty batter's box in a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Southpaw set at the belt. The 3-1 home is in there for strike 2. Another delayed strike call. Starting to move halfway up the first base line was Caden Dosa. And I think that was intentional, as the home plate umpire Justin Fisher thought he might have been showing up a little bit. I don't think that was the intention of Caden Dosa, who thought it was over his letter line, but it's going to be a borderline strike 2 call, and the count is full. We'll see what gives here on the full count delivery home. That one is upstairs for ball 4. So the third time the charm for Caden Dosa, who draws a 6-pitch walk, and Norwich has a leadoff base runner. So here comes A.J. Soldra, a team leader in batting average as far as qualified hitters, but popped up third base side. And that's going to go in and out of the glove of the third baseman, Soliera. And that's going to allow another chance for the Seton Hall product, A.J. Soldra, to continue to battle here in a 0-1 count. This is a player you don't want to give many second chances to. Soldra batting .361. And there's a hard hit baseball. It's a fair ball down the right field line. Extra bases on the way for Soldra. The green light ahead for Dosa. He's being waved home and trying to stretch this out. It's a triple for A.J. Soldra, RBI style, and that's why we talked about it. Second chance, and he sent it down the right field line. A ringing triple. Norwich has a base runner at third. That's the tying run. And the lead for Westfield's been sliced in half. It's 2-1. We'll see if we can bring back the shot of the A.J. Soldra triple here. Fortunately, just a bit tardy there, but what a swing there by Soldra, who rifled it down the right field line. For A.J. Soldra, that is triple number 5 of the summer. It's his 10th extra base hit. And here's the power hitting first baseman, Sebastian Mueller, right back up the middle. It's going to be a tough play for the second baseman. And Norwich has plated the tying run, thanks to a nice piece of hitting there by Sebastian Mueller. And he's extended his early hitting streak to 3.
Catcher from the University of Connecticut, number 38, Connor Lane.
Leote, the second baseman, got a glove on it, but all he was able to do was keep it in the infield. Norwich has immediately tied the ball game, and still nobody out. The 0-1 home to Lane. That one misses outside, and that's going to even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Old Saybrook product, Connor Lane, so far for Norwich this summer, batting .226 and 31 plate appearances. And there's ball 2 that misses up and away. So some early trouble for the Starfire starting pitcher, Jake Yakum, who's yet to record an out, and some count leverage building for Lane. The 2-1 home from the southpaw, that is through into left field. Underneath the glove of Soliera. Norwich has base runners at first and second. Lane continues to stay hot at the plate. Still nobody out here in the home first. Well, Norwich, as a team offensively, has been quite productive in the first innings as of late, now averaging over 2 runs here in the first inning, thanks to already a 2-0 lead, still nobody out. And the delivery home to Tomasetto is fouled back for strike 1. This is the first action for Nick Tomasetto since he last played on July 10th against the Silver Knights. Trying to snap an 0 for 9 slump is the Rutgers product. The 0-1 home is a good-looking breaking ball. And well ahead here is Jakob, 0-2 with the Norwich third baseman, Nick Tomasetto. Tomasetto batting over the 300 marker, 319 the average. Here's the 0-2 home off the end of the bat. Fly ball back to center field. Merlongi still going back over the shoulders, able to make the grab. Mueller will advance from second to third, and Norwich has base runners at the corners, but now one away. So a productive out for Nick Tomasetto on a deep fly out to center field. It will bring up Scott Penny, who began the rally for Norwich in the bottom of the ninth against the Worcester Bravehearts earlier this week. Rushing a one-out double out to the left center field gap, his first extra base hit of the summer. The delivery home from Jakob, and therefore strike one. Lefty on lefty matchup here between the URI product Scott Penny and Jake Jakob. Starting pitcher out of Keene State. A swing and a miss there. Fooled him with the off-speed pitch. Penny was well out in front of it, and the count is now no balls and 2 strikes. Penny on the summer, batting 190 for Norwich, but a chance to try and help the Scenic Horns take the lead. The 0-2 home. Fly ball lifted out to straightaway center field. Backing up Merlongi is going to make a catch on it. Mueller from third is going to tag home. He will score. And Norwich has responded with 3 in the first, and they've taken the lead. It's 3-2. A quality approach at the plate from Scott Penny, who had a battle there with 2 strikes on him and was able to flip it out to center field. Both outs have been on flyouts over to Gianno Merlongi, but Norwich has gotten the job done. Irizarry aggressive, first pitch swinging, swung on and popped up. Moving over is the second baseman, Van Leeuwen, will make the catch on it, but not before Norwich strikes for 3 runs on 3 hits, and they've taken the lead. 3-2 Norwich as we head to the second. You're watching Scenic Horn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
Please visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to schedule an appointment. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy. USA Unicorns have partnered with Vantage Sports to give our players an opportunity to teach baseball lessons to younger players. If you're interested in learning more,
Buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Summer is here and the temps are soaring, but it seems like insurance prices are too. Let the Burns Agency bring the relief. Our quality coverage at unmatched pricing with top-notch service makes us the trusted choice for Eastern Connecticut. Home, auto, business, life, the Burns Agency does it all. We're a third-generation, locally owned and operated agency with 2 convenient locations. Walk in, give us a call, or chat online today. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
leading off the top half of the second inning by the Starfires, the shortstop from Quinnipiac University, number 9, Kyle Gorobolski.
Ready to go here for the top of the second inning. Already 5 runs between the two sides as the first pitch is back to the rubber. Mark's there to handle it. And we'll toss over to first to complete the first out in the inning. Takes care of the shortstop, Garbowski. One pitch and one out here in the second. A strong start for Marks here to begin matters in his second frame of work after struggling through the first inning, allowing 2 runs on 2 hits, issuing a walk and also an error committed on a throw that he tried to toss to second base. So here comes the second baseman, Van Leote, number 9 hitter in the order for Westfield. Quickly, the count jumps to 2 balls and no strikes. The first 2 missing to Leote. This summer with the Westfield Starfires, holding a batting average of .280 for Westfield. Count is 3-0 to the right-handed hitting second baseman. Marks his 3-0 home is in there at the knees for strike 1. Leote, the second baseman, out of the College of Holy Cross. Here comes the 3-1 home. In there for strike 2. It backed away the righty bat of Van Leote, but going to have to remain in the box in a full count after missing the zone on the first 3 pitches. The count is full. The 3-2 home is slashed foul narrowly on the third base side. Tomasetto gave it a good stare down, but it was just a couple of inches foul there of the third base bag. Norwich defensively at standard depth in their home white uniforms with the Scenicorn scripture across the chest, as that is going to be strike 3. Leote can't believe the call, but Justin Marks has his second punch out of the ball game, and quickly 2 up and 2 down. Back to the top of the order, it's Julio Solier. Solier singled into center field in the first inning on the first pitch he saw the ball game. Marks misses upstairs with ball 1. Solier entering play, a .276 hitter through 18 contests, and there's strike 1 with the fastball that catches the inside corner. Lane was set up there, and Marks at his target. Trying to work a clean second inning is the Eastern Connecticut product. Bouncing ball to third. Tomasetto charging in. His throw across the diamond is a strike, and that's how the inning will end. 1, 2, 3. Down goes Westfield as we're headed to the home second. You're watching Scenicorn Future League Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Radio.
Safe to visit the dentist. In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
Yeah, he talked baseball, but he also talked to the baseball. Who is this pitcher for the Tigers in 1976 who started for the American League in the All-Star Game? If you know who he is, and you want to win tickets to a future game here at Dodd Stadium, send his name to @Go See Unicorns and at CT Highway Safety. Once again, @Go See Unicorns and at CT Highway Safety for your chance to win. Good luck. I'll give you that answer later in the game.
Scenicorn fans, every Friday and Saturday home game are must-see events that you don't want to miss. Friday night fireworks at the ballpark and the Saturday night entertainment series for every Saturday home contest. It's the right fielder Jack Sweeney to begin the home second against Jake Yakum Lefty versus lefty starting pitcher matchup. Very rare do you see it, but a couple of southpaws going at it here this afternoon. Justin Marks going against Jake Yakum. Marks able to settle himself down in the second. Yakum looking to do the same as he spirals a breaking ball outside. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Sweeney out of Allentown High School recorded his first hit. It was extra base style and also produced a couple of RBIs last game out for the Cinecorn right fielder who will be headed to Rutgers in the fall. That was against Worcester. This is a bouncing ball up the middle. Leote able to move over, and his toss over to first is going to be just in the nick of time to take care of Sweeney. The second baseman, Van Leote, had a range from his left to his right to go and make the play, but Sweeney retired for the first out in the Norwich second. It'll bring up the Cinecorn second baseman, Nick Storino, back in the lineup for the first time since July 7th when he played against the Nashua Silver Knights. So a week in between appearances for Storino, who was removed from the ball game in that third inning after a single. It was Anthony Tirado who was brought in as a pinch runner who would later steal a bag. So we'll see what Storino has after a week of rest. A bouncing ball over to second. Leote's been busy. He's able to make the play on it. And quickly 2 up and 2 down on a pair of bouncing balls over to Van Leote at second base. To the top of the order, it's Caden Dosa, who drew a first inning walk on 6 pitches. Dosa, the leadoff hitter for Norwich now for the last 3 games. He's been in the lineup. Delivery home to Dosa is a called strike on the inside corner. Dosa out of Mill Valley, California. Just wrapped up his rookie season with the Yale Bulldogs. Swinging through strike 2. Wipeout pitch there from Yakum. Trying to set down Norwich here in order and try and settle down after a rocky road in the first. Yakum so far this summer with the Westfield Starfires. We'll take a look at that in a moment as it's the leadoff hitter Dosa who goes down on strikes so far for Yakum. An ERA of 2.96 as he returns to form here in the second inning. Norwich goes down in order. Headed to the third inning here at Dodd Stadium on this Sunday Fun Day. We're watching it all on the Cinecorns Futures League Baseball Network and on YouTube on SN Sports.
We want to know the name of the song.
Let it go.
I'll let it go. Okay, that's very good. How about our next song?
Matata.
Ah, that was an easy one. You've won, but let's try for the hat trick. Here is your third song.
Wrecking ball.
He got all 3. That was fantastic. Great job. Gabe, you're going to win a nice set of headphones courtesy of Sennheiser. Enjoy the rest of the game, and thank you, Sennheiser. Once again, fans.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they gonna know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Join the Cinecorns for a special evening as we welcome motorcycle riders to bring their bike and participate in a bike show. Registration required by reaching out to Casey Collins at casey@ghostunicorns.com and help raise much-needed funds for veterans through a Reason to Ride presented by John Heyman Law. Once again, a Reason to Ride bike night coming to Dodd Stadium when the Norwich Unicorns host the New Britain Bees at 6:30 on July 31st. The gates opening at 5:30 local time. Once again, a Reason to Ride bike night just around the corner. And we want to make sure you don't miss it. Tickets selling fast. Get them now at ghostunicorns.com. New pitcher in the ball game for Norwich is Teo Spadaccini. So similar to what we saw last Sunday, it's going to be the Yale product, Teo Spadaccini, who was supposed to start for Norwich on Saturday, had it pushed back because of a rainout due to poor field conditions. Is going to get the baseball here. Manager Kevin Murphy is going to look for him to try and chew up some innings here in the middle of the ball game. Aiden Redahan to lead it off and fouls the first pitch. He sees off his front foot for strike one. Redahan reached on an air his first time up as he watches ball one miss downstairs for Teo. It's his 8th appearance of the summer, 23 and a third innings worked, has allowed 26 hits, 19 runs, 16 of those earned to the tune of a ERA of 6.17. The even count delivery home to Redahan. That's a hard hit baseball. Well struck. It's a fair ball down the right field line. Extra bases for the first baseman, Redahan. Taking a turn around second is going to pull up and unable to get back to the bag there was the Sea Unicorn shortstop. That was Scott Penny, who was pulled off the bag. It's going to be a leadoff double for Redahan. And for Redahan, that is going to be his 6th double of the summer. So the power hitting first baseman continuing to do damage. So it's Gianno Merlonghi, the number 3 hitting center fielder for Westfield, in the middle of the order, trying to even this ball game up and already off to a strong start with a leadoff double from Redahan. The 0-1 home to Merlonghi's a fly ball lifted out to straightaway center field. Underneath it is Dosa, and Redahan started to try to tag up to third, but is going to be held up at second on a strong throw back into the infield from Caden Dosa. One away here for Westfield in the third. Spadaccini last appeared for Norwich. That was July 7th against Nashville. Went an inning and 2/3, allowing 5 earned runs on 4 hits. Looking to try and steer his ship back in the right direction here this afternoon. A whip so far for Spadaccini, right under 1.6. Trying to navigate around a leadoff double as he works against Luke Masiuk. The 1-0 delivery is swung through and the count is even on a foul tip from the DH, Luke Masiuk, who was punched out to begin his afternoon. That was the first out that Marks was able to record in the ball game. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. There's another swing and a miss on a nasty breaking ball that dips down around the outside corner for strike 2. Base runner aboard at second is Aiden Redahan, beginning the inning with a leadoff double. Spadaccini looking to try and hunt out number 2 here against Gianno Merlonghi. The right-hander at the belt, the 1-2 home is spiked in the dirt all the way to the screen. A wild pitch from Spadaccini is going to advance Redahan 90 feet, and the potential tying run just 90 feet away. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. For Teo, as far as the wild pitch number is concerned, that's now 6 he's offered, and the count is full to Merlongi. Important base runner standing at third for Westfield. Here comes the full count delivery home, up and in for ball 4. So Spadaccini loses the hard-hitting DH, Luke Masiuk. As far as the strikeout to walk ratio, it's 22 punch-outs to now 12 walks issued by the right-hander Teo Spadaccini out of Yale University. Trying to work his way back into the inning. A hard hit ball is snagged into the glove of the third baseman, Nick Tomasetto. We'll take a look back at that one that we did not get, unfortunately. That's how quick that exited off the bat of the catcher, Novak. A cat-like reflex there from Nick Tomasetto to keep Norwich in the lead. Still runners at the corners, but now 2 outs for Luke Uhas. Teo ready to come home. The first delivery is popped up shallow center field. Moving underneath it is Caden Dosa to end the inning. Spadaccini able to work around a bit of a jam, and the Scenic Horns have their lead intact. 3-2 lead for Norwich as we head to the home third. You're watching Scenic Horn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
Divino Digital is your one-stop shop for website design, development, and site management. Divino Digital uses the most up-to-date technology to develop their sites. Whether you are looking to build a small website or an e-commerce site with hundreds of products, Divino Digital has you covered. Check them out, located at 31 Hewitt Road in North Stonington, Connecticut, or give them a call at 860-373-7175. That's right, 860-373-7175.
SNSN Sports on YouTube is the streaming partner for the 2024 Sea Unicorn season. Sports information and the Norwich Sea Unicorns and SNSN Sports on YouTube. And when you go home, fans, you can watch yourself on YouTube. The game will be on there at the conclusion of the game. Kids, we're going to make you happy. Remember, at the end of the game, you're going to run the bases and have a catch in the outfield. Leading off the bottom half, hitting number 3 for your Sea Unicorns, the left fielder, A.J. Soldra.
A.J. Soldra to lead it off for Norwich in the home third. Jake Yakum still out on the rubber for the Westfield Starfires, who was able to settle himself down after allowing 3 runs in the first inning. Norwich now is 5 runs in the first inning over their last couple of ball games. Soldra taps one foul, third base side, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Soldra hit a triple down the line in right field his first time up. Here comes the 1-1 home to Soldra. Another hard hit ball to first. Snagged there by Redahan, who will touch the first base bag ahead of Soldra to retire the Norwich leadoff hitter here in the third. And a chance here for the Quinnipiac product, Sebastian Mueller. Mueller was 2 for 5 last ball game against the Road Warriors, a game in which he was at third base, a run scored, 2 RBIs, a double, and was also struck out. Mueller now has doubles in his first 2 appearances as a Unicorn as he chops it foul on the third base side. Mueller, unfortunately, an injury-shortened season with the Bobcats forced him to redshirt. Only 11 games played, 42 plate appearances, but crushed pitching, .357 as a Quinnipiac Bobcat. And ever since his sophomore season, it's been all kinds of dynamite at the plate for Mueller, who has a career collegiate average of .287, already batting over the 400 marker as a Unicorn. The 1-2 delivery home is upstairs for ball 2, and the count is even. And it all goes back to an adjustment that Mueller made during batting practice with Quinnipiac, obviously frustrated by his numbers offensively. Refined some of his form at the plate, and boys, it paid off for Mueller, who has become a power threat at the middle of the order for almost any lineup he inserts himself into, and been a big boost for the Norwich offense as he's popped up. First base side, Radahan's going to give chase to it. It's going to sail into the seats and bounce around, a souvenir for a young fan in attendance who handles it on a hop. And the battle's still going here between Mueller and Yakum. 2, 3, and 4 due up for Norwich here in the third inning. Both sides with 3 hits apiece. All the scoring has been done in the first inning. 2 for Westfield, and Norwich immediately responding with 3 of their own. That's why they have a 1-run lead. The full count delivery is flipped out to left field. It's going to be handled on a hop out there by Juhas. Sebastian Mueller stays hot at the plate for Norwich. It's his second hit of the ball game. He's already 2 for 2. Connor Lane off to a good start. Singled his first time up back in inning number 1. Norwich 1 on with 1 away here in the home third. Yakum coming home to Lane. Pops him up first base side. That's going to go well out into the seats, out to the concourse. In the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike to the reigning Gatorade High School Baseball Player of the Year. Lane looking to continue to make that adjustment to college pitching, and there's another. Good luck for that. A base hit right back up the middle into center field. Connor Lane has himself a multi-hit ball game. He's been on time here this afternoon against Yakum. And Norwich has base runners at first and second with 1 away. Nick Tomasetto with 2 aboard. Mueller at second and Lane at first as he fouls it away on the first base side. Tomasetto trying to snap out of a little bit of a funk, go for his last 10. Still batting over the 300 line. Trying to find his form here against Yakum as he swings through strike 2 on a nasty breaking ball that quickly had a ton of downhill action on it, and the count is 0-2. Tomasetto flew out to center field his first time up. 3 for his last 20 is the Rutgers product as he reaches out and pokes it foul out to the concourse. That's going to go out to the Shipwreck Ice Cream Bar located on the first base side. Tomasetto trying to battle with 2 strikes. And 2 aboard. The southpaw at the belt takes a look back at Mueller, and the 0-2 home is swung on and popped up. Out to medium center field there to make the grab on it is Merlongi. Mueller's going to advance and tag up to third. 90 feet goes Mueller. A risky play there from Sebastian Mueller as the throw was coming from behind him. But hit just deep enough by Nick Tomasetto on his second fly out to Gianno Merlonghi. Scott Penny to bat with a pair of outs and runners at the corners for Norwich. Penny also flew out to center field his last time up. Penny a .214 average over his last 3 games entering play. In that stretch for Penny, a double has been struck out 3 times as well. Trying to help Norwich adds on, but swing and a miss there for strike 1. Strikeout has been a factor against Penny. That's not going to be an issue this time as he barrels it out into right field. Scott Penny able to plate Sebastian Mueller from third, and the Scenic Horns add on. Take a look back at that swing from Scott Penny, who was right on time on the delivery from Yakum, and Norwich able to add on to their early lead. It's 4-2. Nice adjustment there from Scott Penny on a hanging pitch over the heart of the plate. Able to take that out to right field. Norwich now has 6 hits in the ball game, and now their 4th run of the night. The bouncing ball chopped to first. Redahan will handle himself and step on the first base bag to retire Irizarry, but Norwich able to tack on a run thanks to an RBI base hit from Scott Penny. It's a 4-2 lead for Norwich as we head to the 4th. You're watching Scenic Horn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
Come and celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. Enjoy Norwich Scenic Horn Baseball from the best seats in the house. 20 and 40-person luxury suite options available now. For more information, contact us at info@goseeunicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at a baseball game this summer, and as always, go see Unicorns.
In 1962, Dave Stenhouse was from Westfield. Also, Fernando Valenzuela and Hideo Nomo were rookies when they started the All-Star game. Mark Fidrich was the answer. A long time ago in New London, I did the PA for a charity softball game. Mark Fidrich and Bill Lee. That was interesting. Thank you, Connecticut Department of Transportation. Leading off the top half of the bullpen for Westfield, the right fielder, Sam Morris.
Every Thursday at Dodd Stadium is Thirsty Thursday. Wheels on Narragansett beer here at Dodd Stadium. The famous Narragansett Beer Company. Join us for trivia on Thursday nights as well. Norwich back home on a Thursday night this coming Thursday against the Future League Road Warriors. Only a couple more Thursday home games left. Make sure you get your tickets now at GoScenichorns.com. First two from Cheo, missing the zone to the right fielder, Sam Morris. Morris in his night grounding out to second, but that's going to be a base hit out into left field. Out of the reach of the outstretched shortstop, Scott Penny, and Nick Tomasetto through the left side of the infield, and it's a leadoff base runner for Westfield here in the top of the 4th inning. Teo trying to maneuver around a leadoff base runner. How to do that in his first inning of work last inning, surrendering a leadoff double, but successfully navigated his GPS around any trouble, and Norwich has their lead intact and was able to add an insurance marker in the bottom of the third. Spadaccini trying to deal with the shortstop Garbowski. The first two missed the zone. It's quickly 2 balls and no strikes. Garbowski bounced out to the Unicorn starter Justin Marks on a comebacker to be set down back in the second inning. The 2-0 delivery misses outside into the righty batter's box, and the count is quickly 3 balls and no strikes. Spadaccini in danger of walking his second Starfire here this afternoon. The 3-0 home is a fastball that just missed narrowly inside for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk issued to the number 8 hitter Kyle Garbowski. And runners at first and second for Westfield with nobody out. Well, this is the part of the batting order you have to attack. 7, 8, and 9 was due up here for Westfield, and that's going to bring out the manager, Kevin Murphy, who's watched Teo miss the zone on 5 straight pitches here. Westfield looking dangerous as ever here in the 4th inning, trying to climb back into the ball game. 2 on and nobody out. The base runner at second is Sam Morris. He began the inning with the single into left field, and Kyle Garbowski stands at first. He drew a walk. Van Leote was punched out looking back in the second inning. Spadaccini working behind, though. 1 ball and no strikes. Teo coming home on 1-0. It's up and in for ball 2. That's 6 straight out of the zone. Tomasetto, the third baseman, shading in at the corner on third. Mueller, the first baseman, playing behind the base runner as Spadaccini induces a pop-up. Mueller chasing in and is going to make the grab off to the right of the pitching rubber, and there's an important first out located by the Norwich reliever.
The third baseman, Julio Solier.
To the top of the order for Julio Solier, who is 1 for 2. Singled into center field his first time up. Grounded out to third in the second. Third trip to the plate, but just in the 4th inning here as he taps it foul for strike 1. Spadaccini working ahead. There's a bouncing ball back up the middle, collected there by Storino, trying to flip it behind him. Looking for his double play partner, Scott Penny, and that one's going to go nowhere, and the bases are loaded. Storino had to do well to try and get to that baseball. We'll see if we have that for you on the replay here. It was a tremendous effort by Storino to even get to that baseball. Scorched up the middle, but unfortunately was unable to locate his sights there to the second base bag. Bases loaded with 1 away. Westfield now 5 hits in the ball game. It'll be scored an infield single for Solier, who's now 2 for 3. Aiden Redahan, who's already done some damage in this ball game. He led off last inning with a double down the line and right. So watch ball 1 sail upstairs, and the count is even. Redahan 1 for 2 tonight, reached on an error back in the first inning. Hey, with the belt, the 1-1 coming home. Bounced over to second, charging in is Storino, trying to apply the tag. The throw to first is going to be in time, but it was unable to apply the tag, and they are going to say that he did. We'll have to take a look back at that sequence if we do have that for you. It's a bouncing ball up the middle that Nick Storino just was able to apply that tag and complete the double play. Norwich is able to keep their lead intact and hold Westfield off the board. Paul Bonfiglio right now arguing that call with the tag play on the base runner, trying to move from first to second. That was Solier, and now there's going to be a meeting of all of the umpires here right off to the left side of the rubber towards that first base side. This is a big play in the ball game. It could be a 4-3 ball game with 2 outs or the end of the inning. Storino was able to try and reach behind him and apply that tag. A heads up play there from Storino to have that wherewithal to make the play. See what the ruling is going to be here. We'll show you that play once again here on that double play here. Storino again, just trying to reach out and make that tag. I'm not sure if he got a tag on it as he tried to swipe the sweater of the base runner, and they are going to say that Solier was able to dance around the tag. And the inning is going to continue, so not so fast here. That run is going to count. It's going to be a 4-3 ball game here, and that's going to return the Norwich defense. A good look there on that slow-mo replay there from our producer, Jesse, who was able to bring that back for everyone here watching this ball game. Manager Kevin Murphy's come out. He wants to have a discussion and have his say on the matter, but he's not going to get much of anything. Runners at second and third for Westfield. Storino did everything he could to at least make that play close, but after a decision, after all of the umpires huddled together off to the first base side of the pitching rubber, ruling is that Solier is safe. Spadaccini's going to get some warm-up tosses here before he will face Luke Masiuk. So it's, in fact, going to be Gianno Merlonghi to bat with second and third, and is almost hit by a pitch, brushed back with the inside fastball that rode in. Righty on righty matchup with 2 away, and the Norwich lead stands at just 1. The 1-0 delivery from Spadaccini's a changeup in there, and the count is even. The fly ball popped up third base side. Tomasetto moving into foul ground is going to make the catch on it to end the inning. A run comes in to score on a fielder's choice ground out, but Spadaccini able to minimize any further damage. It's a 1-run lead for Norwich as we head to the bottom of the 4th. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
The Norwich Unicorns are proud to celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. The point-of-sale merchandise store has you covered all season long and is pleased to offer new merch weekly. From the Norwich Navigator days to today, we honor our past and celebrate our future. Gear up today at the point-of-sale team store, open for all home games and 24/7 access online at GoSeeUnicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at the ballpark this summer, geared up in the Sea Unicorn spirit. And as always, go Sea Unicorns.
Closing bottom of the fourth inning for USC Unicorns, right fielder Jack Sweeney.
Off and ready to go in the bottom of the fourth inning, as it's the Unicorn right fielder Jack Sweeney to bat. Swinging through strike one, the 0-1 delivery. There's a fly ball headed out towards the left center field gap. Merlongi down to a knee, able to make the grab as he was ranging back into the left center field gap to retire Jack Sweeney.
The second baseman, Nick Storino.
Nick Storino to bat with that bright pink bat that he's been sporting lately. Aggressive on the first pitch he faces, lifts it back foul over our heads for strike one. Storino out of Fairfield University, native of New Milford, Connecticut. Lines one foul down the third base side out to the concourse. Sent pinballing out to the kids zone area. Storino this past season with Fairfield, a .294 hitter. The 0-2 delivery home is upstairs for ball one. Storino batting .400, entering play over his last 5 games. The 1-2 home is taken for strike three. Appeared to be a low strike. Storino's rung up on strikes. A look back at the strike three call of Nick Storino here. Here's a look back at that pitch from Yakam. Looked to be a hair outside, but the benefit of the call from Yakam is able to take care of Nick Storino for out number 2. Back to the top of the order, Caden Dosa, who's yet to put the ball in play tonight, has drawn a walk and struck out looking his last time up. Delivery home. Misses and the count is even. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. On 1-1, check swing off the inside of the bat there. It was right in on the hands there and able to muscle it out into center field is Caden Dosa. And he's able to extend his hitting streak to 3 games. So AJ Solder will get a chance with the runner aboard and 2 outs. Nice job there by Caden Dosa to make the adjustment at the plate after being rung up on strikes his last time up. And the bat goes flying out of the hands of Solder for strike 2. Looking to find some cover there was Sebastian Mueller as it was headed in his direction. Yakam 1 strike away from sending the ball game to the 5th inning. And just a 1-run lead for Norwich. Soldier already a hit today. He's 1 for 2. The runner is going. The pitch is outside, and the throw down to second is not in time. It's a swipe bag for Caden Dosa, who is into scoring position, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 3rd stolen base of the summer for Dosa as Soldier fouls it back and out of play, and the battle still going here between Yakam and Soldier with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Base runner at second is Caden Dosa thanks to his 3rd stolen base of the summer, and that one misses badly outside, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Soldier out of Orange, Connecticut, back in left field for Norwich. Batting once again in the number 2 spot in the order. Stepping off to reset is Yakam, trying to keep that base runner Dosa close. He stands in scoring position for Norwich. Soldra, 430 hitter against Westfield pitching. There's a hard hit ball, but right on the line out to Sam Morris, who played it perfectly, and that is going to end the inning. Just one hit in the inning for Norwich, but they strand their base runner at second. Headed to the fifth inning in the Rose City. It's a 4-3 lead on this Sunday fun day at Dodd Stadium.
Back up. On the count of 3, 2, 1, go. Confused by the vests. Let's cheer him on, folks. Conrad at the win. And Conrad smokes Rory. You're going to win a Dodd Stadium prize pack, and Rory, you'll get a wristband too. Great job, guys.
Thank you, Emma, and thank you to our sponsor of the uniform race, K&H Equipment in Plainfield, Connecticut. Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for your Sea Unicorns.
The All-Star Experience coming to Norwich July 22nd and July 23rd. Don't want to miss it. Get your tickets now at GoSeaUnicorns.com. The Home Run Derby will kick things off on Monday, July 22nd. And then the Futures League Best on display on July 23rd. When the All-Star Game gets underway here at the ballpark. New pitcher in the ball game for Norwich is reliever number 41. That is Ryan O'Connell, who is going to make his Norwich Unicorn debut. O'Connell out of the University of St. Joseph, Woodstock, Connecticut native. New reliever in the ball game for the Sea Unicorns, as Norwich holds a one-run lead. Aggressive on the first pitch. Masiuk, it's popped up, and there is Nick Storino in shallow right field. One pitch and one away as O'Connell is able to take care of the leadoff hitter.
Catcher, Jaden Novak.
So Jaden Novak to bat, the catcher for Westfield, with one away. The right-hander O'Connell ready, and there's the fastball as advertised. You can ratchet it up there, 94, 96. Going to the smoke early. See what he does here on an 0-1 count. Downhill action there on an off-speed pitch, and they'll say that Novak was able to hold up, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Novak tonight is 0 for 2, a sac fly, and he lined out to Nick Tomasetto on a highlight reel catch. There's the curveball that's in there for strike 2 over the inside corner. Into protection mode goes Novak. The right-hander at the belt. Here's the 1-2 home. A check swing. They will say that he went around for strike 3. There's the first punch out of the summer for Ryan O'Connell, who's able to take care of Jaden Novak. A look back at that strike three. Beat him there with a high fastball. 2 up and 2 down in the debut for Ryan O'Connell. Luke Uhas to bat for Westfield with 2 away. Popped up, first base side, charging after it is Mueller. And he's going to run out of real estate as it bounces into the seats. Uhas this afternoon has singled to center and he flew out to center field. And Mendoza's been a busy man every time this man has come to the plate. That's Luke Uhas. If the inning were to continue, it would be the right fielder Sam Morris, who is the on-deck hitter for Westfield. The 0-1 delivery home, the fastball down in the dirt, all the way out to the screen, and that'll even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball 2 misses downstairs. Count leverage here for Uhas. O'Connell out of St. Bonaventure. That's where he just finished up his season at the collegiate level. All 2s across the board. The 2-2 home. There's a fly ball lifted out to shallow left field, and there to make the play on it is A.J. Soldra. And that's how the inning will end. Norwich has a 4-3 lead as we're headed to the home 5th. You're watching Sea Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
Post-game fireworks brought to you by Liberty Bank. So we ask that you be here both nights, the 22nd and the 23rd of July for our all-star experience. Well, fans, I have talked a lot. I'm not young anymore, so I always need that break halfway through the game. So you're now going to be entertained by our junior announcer, and for the bottom of the 5th, he'll be announcing the batters for your Sea Unicorns. His name is Connor. He hails from Colchester, Connecticut.
First baseman, Sebastian Mueller.
So there's been some changes made by Westfield defensively as Mueller swings away at the first pitch he sees back into the bleachers. Behind home plate, it's off the luxury suite deck right in front of us. The new third baseman into the ball game for Westfield. That is Jackson Haker. He replaces Van Leote, who is over at second base. And Julio Solier, who began his afternoon at third, is moved over to second. Jake Yakum still on the hill for the Starfires as he goes to work here against Sebastian Mueller. Count is no balls and 1 strike. The Quinnipiac product, Sebastian Mueller, who already has a couple of hits in this ball game as he swings through strike 2. The 0-2 coming home is upstairs for ball 1. Mueller at an OPS and 1,000 entering play here today. That's certainly going to continue to grow for the newcomer Sebastian Mueller, who has been a welcomed addition to the Rose City. The 2-2 delivery home tied him up inside, popped up to first. Redahan into foul ground is going to make the catch on it. And Mueller set down for the first out in the Norwich fifth. Connor Lane, who has been red hot this afternoon, will bat with one away, 2 for 2. Aggressive on the first pitch, back to the screen for strike one. Oftentimes, when you foul it back to the screen like that, it means you're just about on time. See if Lane can stick with it here, and was tied up on the inside fastball that rode in on the hands of the righty bat of Connor Lane. Lane, the catcher tonight for Norwich. That's been the expectation, that he's going to get a lot of playing time at home. The 0-2 deliveries upstairs for ball one. He's about to begin to take some classes at UConn. He prepares to begin his collegiate career with the UConn Huskies and awaits the results of the upcoming MLB draft. The 1-2 pitch is swung through for strike three. Yakum beats Lane with the high fastball, and 2 up and 2 down. Tomasetto to the plate for the third time tonight. He's been retired on a couple of flyouts out to the center fielder, Gianno Merlonghi. Yakum's first delivery home, and again, Norwich has been aggressive on first pitches. It's been a steady dose of fastballs coming out of the left arm of Yakum. Sidearm delivery home is in there for strike two. Yakum trying to change his arm angle there. Try and change the perspective on the batter. Tomasetto trying to get something started for Norwich in the home fifth. The 0-2 delivery home, bounce back to the rubber. Snared there by Yakum, underhand flip, unable to hold on to the baseball was the first baseman, Redahan. Norwich has himself a 2-out base runner. This one on an error committed by the first baseman, Redahan, on the comebacker to the mound. A look back at it. It was Yakum who fielded it and tried to go underhand style to the first baseman, Redahan. That's what you're supposed to do on PFPs, but it was a low throw that Redahan was unable to hold on to. Scott Penny fouls the first pitch. He sees back to the screen for strike one. See if they record that as strike one. They will. The PA announcer was still making the call for the new batter as Penny knocks it foul out to the third base side, just shy of the Starfire bullpen. There's some action down the left field line. Westfield starting to loosen a reliever here with 2 outs and a runner aboard. Penny trying to battle with 2 strikes. The 0-2 home is upstairs for ball one. Penny out of Cumberland, Rhode Island, currently riding a 2-game hitting streak that's been extended. He had an RBI base hit his last time out as he flashes it foul out to the third base side. Before taking his talents to URI, Penny was a 3-year varsity shortstop at Cumberland High School, where he won a state title as a senior. The count is going to level up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. First team All-League honoree in 2023, and was first team All-Division selection back in 2022. Count even, 2-2 to Penny as he taps it foul to the third base side. The base runner aboard for Norwich at first is Nick Tomasetto. He reached on an error. Westfield defensively has committed a pair of errors. This is a big ball game between Norwich and the top-seeded Starfires. Norwich tries to close the gap. their way up the league standings. Yakum, the left-hander at the belt, ready to come home on 2-2, is upstairs, just missed for ball 3. Borderline call goes the way of Scott Penny. Trying to keep the inning alive for Norwich in the 5th. The 2-2 home is swung on and missed for strike 3. That's how the inning will end. Just one error in the inning. Norwich strands their 2-out base runner as we head to the 6th inning here on this Sunday Fun Day. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Radio.
It is time for our football target toss. Let's toss it down to Drew.
Thanks, Ed. I'm here with Sam's going to do our football target practice, all right? If you make one in, you're going to win the Dodd Stadium prize pack. Think you can do it? All right, Sam, here we go. First try. Keep going, buddy. See if you can go all 3. All right. Good job, Sam. Somebody needs to sign you to the NFL. Back to you, Ed.
Well, thank you, Drew. And that was a great job down there with the youngsters.
Safe to visit the dentist. In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
Thank you to Capital Property Group in Jewett City for sponsoring today's ball game on SNSN on YouTube. Capital Property Group, you can find them on Facebook. Once again, thank you to Capital Property Group for sponsoring this broadcast on SNSN Sports on YouTube. Headed to the 6th inning in Norwich. New reliever in the ball game is right-hander out of Quinnipiac, Mike Poncini, who will make his 3rd appearance of the summer. 2 innings of work, has not allowed an earned run, has allowed just 1 hit, 1 walk-in, 1 strikeout. All right, still locked in at 0 for the right-hander Poncini out of Hebron, Connecticut. Backs away Morris with the first pitch fastball. Last time out for Poncini was back on July 9th against the Nashua Silver Knights. 5 days of rest for the right-hander. Poncini is able to pop up Morris. Shallow left field. Moving back and now underneath it to make the catch is the shortstop, Penny. The leadoff batter retired on the first pitch offered by Poncini, or excuse me, on the second delivery of the inning. One away for the shortstop, Kyle Garbowski, who watches the off-speed pitch across the plate for strike 1. The 0-1 delivery home is Anthony's for strike 2. Garbowski tonight is grounded out on a comebacker to the mound and has also drawn a walk. Poncini well ahead, 0-2. There is a ball tapped back foul. And the shortstop Garbowski will hang in there to fight another day. Poncini had him well ahead of the off-speed pitch. See what he wants to go do with 2 strikes. Lane set up outside. The 0-2 pitch is sawed off foul, just poking it out the third base concourse. was Garbowski, just flipped his bat out in front of the plate to get a piece of it. The right-hander at the belt, the 0-2 coming home. That one turns away Garbowski on an up and in fastball to the left-handed hitting shortstop. Garbowski, the shortstop, stands in there at 6'3", 200. A couple of Quinnipiac guys going toe-to-toe here. This one's popped up. Third base side is Thomas Seto behind the bag. Will make the catch and 2 away for Poncini as he begins his third outing of the summer in Norwich.
Third baseman, Norwich International College, number 30, Jackson Haker.
Here comes Jackson Haker, who was a defensive replacement back in the 4th inning. He'll take his first cuts here today. This will come against the Quinnipiac reliever Poncini. Popped up on the first pitch he sees, out to shallow center field. Moving in and able to make the catch is Caden Dosa, who was able to make another play out there in center field. And that's how the inning will end. A 1-2-3 inning in relief for Poncini. Headed to the bottom of the 6th inning next in Norwich. You're watching Unicorn Baseball. Streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Hey, reminder fans, beer sales will end at the end of the 7th inning. I would like to remind fans once again, please do not stand up behind the backstop. It is very dangerous when that ball comes back and hits the screen. Thank you. Leading off the bottom half of the 6th inning, the Your City Unicorns, the designated hitter, Alex Irizarry.
So the night has come to an end for Jake Yakum, who will finish his night for the Westfield Starfires, working 5 innings, allowed 4 runs on 7 hits. The new pitcher in the ballgame is Kyle Salvati. His first test will come against Alex Irizarry, the DH this afternoon for Norwich. Salvati, a rising junior out of Franklin Pierce, Mount Sinai, New York native. As Irizarry is able to stay hot, he's got hits in 3 straight games. Base hit wired into right field, and Norwich has themselves a leadoff base runner in the 6th.
The right fielder, Jack Sweeney.
Jack Sweeney to bat with Alex Irizarry aboard. Norwich now 8 hits in the ball game as Salvati's off-speed pitch misses outside For ball one to the Norwich right fielder, Jack Sweeney. The 1-0 delivery home in on the hands of Sweeney, and that's back into the seats, and that'll even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Salvati this summer with the Westfield Starfires. This will be his 7th appearance of the summer and his 5th in relief. Ball 2 misses outside on an overthrown fastball. 11 in the third innings worked. He's allowed 3 hits, just 3 earned runs. 12 strikeouts to the tune of a 2.38 ERA. The 2-1 coming home to Sweeney's topped foul on the third base side, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sweeney tonight for Norwich is 0 for 2, is grounded out to second, and is also flew out to center field. The right-hander coming home on 2-2, lifted back foul out to the luxury suite deck over our heads. Sweeney, a recent addition to Norwich. He made his season debut in the Futures League on July 2nd against Brockton. Trying to battle against Salvati with 2 strikes. The 2-2 delivery coming home is swung through, but unable to hold it in the mitt was the backstop, Novak, who's wincing in some discomfort, but the battle's going to prolong a little bit. On that drop third strike, Sweeney's going to stick around here, and the count is still even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the manager, Paul Bonfiglio, is going to check on his catcher, Jaden Novak, make sure that he's going to be all right. Measurables for the new reliever, Kyle Salvati, who was just brought into the ball game here. 6'4", 203 out of Franklin Pierce. Righty on righty matchup here with a 2 ball and 2 strike count. Irizarry, the base runner at first. He began the inning with a single to right. The 2-2 home is lifted out to center field. Still moving back. Merlongi on the run has a beat on it and will make the catch shy of the warning track. Sweeney gave it a ride out to center field, but Merlongi able to hunt it down for the first out in the Norwich 6th. Nick Storino to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. 0 for 2 is grounded out to short and is struck out looking. Left-hander at the plate, Storino trying to find something for himself offensively. Seen sporadic playing time as of late with some recent additions to the Norwich infield. Irizarry dives back in head first safely. Irizarry starting to find his stroke at the plate offensively. Now hits in 3 straight games for himself after snapping out of an skid. Scuffling a bit at the plate over the last couple of weeks, but has started to find something for himself at the plate, and credit him a ton of work in the cage. Batting practice, just trying to iron out a couple of wrinkles. It's a big bat for Norwich that they want to make sure they get right here. Here comes the 0-2 delivery home. Upstairs with the breaking ball for ball 1. Norwich, Westfield, quite used to and accustomed to playing close baseball games. 2 of the 3 meetings this season have been decided by just 1 run. The 1-2 delivery to Storino's inside for ball 2. Forced the catcher Novak to erupt from his crouch. Make sure he was able to get a glove on it. And he was set up outside and had to reach back over the inside part to handle the fastball. All even. The 2-2 delivery is swung on and missed for strike 3. Big strikeout takes care of Nick Storino, and it's the second out for Norwich in the home sixth.
The center fielder, Hayden Dosa.
Dosa extended his hitting streak his last time up on a base hit out to center field. He was on a pitch that tied him up inside, but was able to just muscle it out to center field. Salvati's fastball is in there for a called strike. Salvati, after surrendering a leadoff hit to Irizarry's, retired the last two. He's come back with a good-looking fastball that just misses below the knees. And the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dosa back to the screen for strike 2. The Yale product was a .272 hitter with the Bulldogs as a rookie. Started 29 games, 5 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs with 18 RBIs. Over 103 plate appearances. He's been a big bat for Norwich at the top of the order. Third game at the leadoff spot. Irizarry in motion as Dosa lifts it foul. It's going to soar into the seats down the first base side. Fourth meeting of the summer between Norwich and Westfield, and all 4 have come right here at home as a result of some tricky weather. Rained out a couple of games that Norwich was supposed to have played in Westfield. 1-2 delivery is lifted out to the seats again on the first base concourse. Dosa continuing to battle here with 2 strikes. Dosa at the high school level was a Marion County Athletic League champion in 2021 and 2023. Trying to protect with 2 strikes and a 1-2 count. Salvati on 1 and 2. Home is down in the dirt, and that'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dosa finished his high school career with the .361 batting average with 8 home runs, 20 doubles, and 25 stolen bases. Dosa already now with 3 stolen bases on the summer. Irizarry going, a fly ball lifted out to center field, moving over, and there to make the catch on it is Luke Uhas to end the inning. Norwich had a base runner on a single from Alex Irizarry, but that would be all. Headed to the 7th inning here in the Rose City. Norwich holding a 4-3 lead over Westfield. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
Divino Digital is your one-stop shop for website design, development, and site management. Divino Digital uses the most up-to-date technology to develop their sites. Whether you are looking to build a small website or an e-commerce site with hundreds of products, Divino Digital has you covered. Check them out, located at 31 Hewitt Road in North Stonington, Connecticut, or give them a call at 860-373-7175. That's right, 860-373-7175.
Leading off the top of the 7th inning for the Starfires, the second baseman, Julio Solier.
Moving right along here in Norwich as we prepare to begin the 7th inning. Mike Poncini back out for his second inning of work. He's began his summer in strong form for Norwich. 3 scoreless innings since joining the Sea Unicorns earlier this month. A 1-0 delivery coming home is a good-looking curveball, 12-6. Down at the knees to the leadoff hitter, Julio Solier, who's now at second base for Westfield. Even count delivering is in there for strike 2. Poncini's been working with his secondary pitches to begin the 7th against the leadoff hitter, Solier. The 1-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Beat him with a high fastball. That time for out number 1. Curveball, changeup, high fastball. A scary nightmare for any batter at the plate, and it makes the fastball look a whole heck of a lot faster after seeing the secondary pitches, and Poncini was able to dial up the high fastball. He's able to take care of Solier for out number 1 in the 7th. Eden Redahan's 1 for 3 tonight. Reached on an error in the first, doubled down the line and right in the third, and hit into a fielder's choice ground out that plated the 3rd run of the ball game in the 4th for Westfield. Poncini's 0-1 delivery is a strike on the outside corner, and the Hebron, Connecticut native is well ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Poncini, the reliever, is 6'4", 200 from the right side. See what he goes to on 0-2 to Redahan. It's chopped foul out to the tarp bag on the first base side, and the battle's still going here between Redahan and Mike Poncini. Poncini did not pitch this past season for the Bobcats, but in 2023 held a 5.88 ERA. Over 14 appearances, he made 6 starts, 33 and 2/3 innings worked. Held opposing hitters to a 254 average. Trying to work a scoreless 7th inning for Norwich. Another curveball is lifted out to left field. Soldier moving over out to the line, and left field is there to make the catch. A.J. Soldier, another fine play out in left field. Norwich defensively, a lot of tremendous athletes who cover a lot of ground out there. Soldier, the left fielder, Caden Dosa in center, and Jack Sweeney in right. Looking for quality defense and strong pitching against a Westfield team. That's been the mantra here this afternoon for Norwich. First pitch fastball is outside for ball 1. Longi 0 for 2 this afternoon and has drawn a walk. Poncini trying to work his second scoreless inning as the heater misses upstairs, and it's 2-0. Looks like it might have slipped a little there from Poncini. As the catcher Connor Lane had to sprout out of his crouch to handle it. 2-0 coming home is up and in for ball 3. Longi leads Westfield in RBIs, is going to draw a 4-pitch walk. And that is going to bring out the Sea Unicorn manager, Kevin Murphy. And so will the entire Norwich infield come in. Norwich is going to make a pitching change with a 2-out base runner. We'll meet the new reliever when we come back. You're watching Norwich Sea Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on SNSN Sports.
attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching the Your Sea Unicorns from Bryant University. Number 17, Michael Belcher. Belcher now pitching for Norwich.
The New England Lobster Rolls make their return as a part of the 30th season celebration at Dodd Stadium. That's right, there's a food fight coming to the Rose City. The Connecticut Tigers' alternate identity in 2018 and 2019, the Lobster Rolls, will take on the Vermont Creamies. That's the Vermont Lake Monsters in the back half of a home-at-home food fight, as the gates will open 6:30 on July 26th when the Vermont Lake Monsters come to town. New reliever in the ball game for Norwich is right-hander Michael Belcher, who will be headed to Bryant University in the fall. This is the fourth appearance of the summer for Belcher as a wipeout first pitch strike. Working ahead of the DH, Luke Masiak. Right-hander Belcher set at the belt. The delivery home is on the outside corner, but the throw to second is going to be not in time. Called strike. Belcher well ahead. Nothing in two of the DH Masiak. Last time out for Belcher was a strong outing on July 9th against Nashua. Worked 2 scoreless innings, allowed a pair of hits, and he struck out 4. A 7.36 ERA now for Belcher. 3 2/3 innings of work. Trying to locate the final out here for Norwich in the 7th. Belcher out of Beacon Falls, Connecticut, 5'11", 170. Interesting combo here, pitcher-catcher-wise. Connor Lane also a riser, who will be headed to UConn. So a couple of youngsters who just finished their high school baseball career competing against one another. Connor Lane out of Old Saybrook and Michael Belcher out of Beacon Falls, Connecticut. The 0-2 delivery coming home is sliced over to third. Tomasetto to collect it. His throw across the diamond is in time and the inning is over. Belcher comes in as able to record the final out. Norwich holding a 4-3 lead. It's stretch time at Dodd Stadium on this Sunday fun day. You're watching Sea Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
And sing along with Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Come and celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. Enjoy Norwich Sea Unicorn Baseball from the best seats in the house. 20 and 40 person luxury suite options available now. For more information, contact us at info@goseaunicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at a baseball game this summer. And as always, go Sea Unicorns.
Dodd Physical Therapy for sponsoring our 7th inning stretch all season long.
The Norwich Sea Unicorns are proud to celebrate 30 seasons of baseball at beautiful Dodd Stadium. The point-of-sale merchandise store has you covered all season long and is pleased to offer new merch weekly. From the Norwich Navigator days to today, we honor our past and celebrate our future. Gear up today at the point-of-sale team store, open for all home games and 24/7 access online at goseaunicorns.com. We look forward to seeing you at the ballpark this summer, geared up in the Sea Unicorn spirit. And as always, go Sea Unicorns.
Head over to BurnsAgency.com to find out why you'll buy better at Burns. Once again, head over to BurnsAgency.com to find out more why you'll buy better at Burns. Once again, a thank you to the Burns Insurance Agency for helping sponsor this afternoon's broadcast on SN Sports on YouTube.
Leading off the bottom half of the seventh inning for your City Unicorns, the left fielder, A.J. Soldra.
New reliever in the ball game for Westfield is right-hander Yafar Vorha, rising senior out of New Haven. Sheldon, Connecticut native, 6'1", 195 from the right side. He'll visit with 2, 3, and 4 as Soldiers aggressive is able to flip one out into right field. A.J. Soldra aboard. Another multi-hit effort for the newly committed Seton Hall product. That's his 9th multi-hit performance of the summer as he's able to dump it into right field. Ambushed Vorha on his first offering here of this outing. Norwich immediately in business in the home 7th. Another big bat in the middle of the order stands Sebastian Mueller, with the leadoff base runner represented by Soldra. The first pitch Mueller sees, hooks into the inside corner for strike one. Mueller tonight is 2 for 3 with a pair of base hits. Fastball from Vorha misses inside, and the count is even. Mueller hasn't played a ton of games for Norwich. Recent addition, but he's immediately made an impact, and have to wonder if his name is in question for the All-Star game upcoming as he's able to slice one into right field. Runners at the corners for Norwich. A beautiful two-strike approach from Sebastian Mueller. Moves Soldra to third. Talk about simple, compact kind of swings. Mueller wasn't trying to do a whole lot with it, but just punched it into right field. And immediately Norwich threatening in the home 7th. And again, that continues to heat up the question of, yes, not a lot of playing time. Not a lot of at-bats just yet for Mueller, who just began his Sea Unicorns career this week, but if he's still a part of this roster come a couple weeks, is he in the question to now be an all-star? His numbers certainly speaking for themselves as he continues to back closer to the 500 marker. That's now his first 3-hit game as the catcher Connor Lane is count 0-2 against him as he fouls it into his own dugout. It could have been friendly fire. Antonio Ducatelli was trying to turn out of the way. The 0-2 delivery to Connors down Broadway for strike 3. The catcher caught looking. And there's the first out of the inning for Vorha in relief.
The third baseman, Nick Tomasino.
Lane punched out for the second time tonight. A chance for Nick Tomasino with one away and runners at the corners. Tomasino still looking for his first hit this afternoon. Watches a fastball miss outside into the lefty batter's box, and the count is 1-0. Tomasino trying to snap a 0 for 12 skid. Batting average during this stretch now at 152 with 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs, a couple of walks, and 2 strikeouts. Count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes on a fastball that catches the outside corner. Vorha has plenty of life on his fastball. dialed it up a couple of times against Tomasetto, count in his favor. The 1-2 delivery coming home, a breaking ball, bounced to third in fair ground. The throw across the diamond from Hakers in time, but Norwich able to plate Soldier from third on an RBI ground out from Nick Tomasetto. It's a 5-3 lead for the Unicorns.
The shortstop, Scott Penny.
So a productive out from Nick Tomasetto, an important insurance marker for Norwich. Mueller stands at second with 2 outs for Scott Penny. Penny has flew out to center field at an RBI base hit back in the third and struck out swinging in the fifth. A hit could mean a run for Norwich with 2 outs in the bottom of the seventh. Borja coming home. The 1-0 delivery is upstairs and the count is even. Penny is a rookie at URI, batted .224 with 22 hits. The 2-0 delivery is lifted out to straightaway center field. Underneath it, Merlongi will make the catch on it to end the inning, but Norwich able to tack on a run on an RBI ground out from Nick Tomasetto. It's a 5-3 lead for Norwich as we head to the 8th inning on this Sunday Fun Day. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Broadcast Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
All right, so they are going to be doing the horse race today. You're just going to gallop to the finish line, and the first one to finish wins a prize. All right, you ready? On your mark, get set, go! All right, we have a winner! Congratulations. Back to you, Ed.
Well, thank you, JG, and certainly fans here at Dodd Stadium. We do not horse around.
Safe to visit the dentist. In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
Michael Belcher back on in relief as we begin the 8th inning. This game moving right along. The first pitch from Belcher backs up the catcher, Jaden Novak. For Westfield here in the 8th inning, it's 5, 6, and 7 due up. Done by Novak, then Luke Uhas and Sam Morris, the right fielder. Norwich at standard depth everywhere defensively. The 1-1 offering is back to the screen for strike 2. Catcher Novak is 0 for 3 tonight with a sac fly. Also lined out and struck out his last plate appearance back in the 5th inning. Norwich with an important add-on run in the 7th. It's a 2-run lead. A ground ball over to short on the backhand side of Scott Penny's going to leak through into left field. We'll see if that'll be scored as a hit or an error, as it went off the back end of the glove of Scott Penny. It looks like they are going to rule it as a leadoff single for Jaden Novak, who has his first hit of the ball game. And Belcher trying to deal with the leadoff base runner. Luke Uhas comes to the plate. Fouls the first pitch back to the screen for strike one. Westfield tonight, 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. The Unicorns, 5 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. Righty on righty matchup. Belcher, the 0-1 coming home, is in for strike 2 on the outside corner. Uhas is 1 for 3 tonight. Has singled to center and has flew out a couple of times. Double play in order for Norwich as Belcher fires over to the first base bag as Novak dives back in head first safely. Belcher spent this past season with Woodland High School. The 0-1 delivery is downstairs, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike to Luke Uhas. Uhas out of the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. The Ragin' Cajuns. Belcher again checks in on the base runner at first. Dives back in, head first safely. That is Jaden Novak, who began the inning with a single into left field. Belcher coming home, and there's ball 2, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Uhas is a rising junior, 6'4", 205. Against Belcher, who is yet to begin his collegiate career at Bryant University. Another check on the base runner, and unable to hold on to it was Sebastian Mueller. Belcher trying to catch the base runner, Novak leaning. Every base runner so critical the rest of the way for both sides. The 2-2 coming home is a high chopper over to third, collected there by Tomasetto to Penny for 1 at second, and his return throw is going to sail into the Norwich dugout. That's going to allow the base runner, Luke Uhas, to take second base on that errant throw into the Norwich dugout. It was a hard slide coming into the second base bag. Scott Penny had his legs kind of wiped out from beneath him and didn't have the ability to set his feet. And there's a runner into scoring position as the manager, Kevin Murphy, is going to come out of the Norwich dugout and is signaled down to the bullpen. Belcher will depart here in the 8th inning with the runner aboard and 1 out. New reliever coming into the game for Norwich. We'll meet him when we come back. Don't go anywhere. 2-run lead for Norwich in the 8th inning. You're watching Unicorn Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for your Sea Unicorns. From the University of Connecticut, number 5, Gio Conti. Conti now pitching for Norwich. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. A final Red Sox 5, Royals 4. A final Orioles 6, Yankees 5. And a final, the Rockies 8 and the Mets 5. Futures League, a final, New Britain 9, Brockton 3. In the 4th inning of Vermont 3, Nashua 1.
The new reliever in the ball game for Norwich is Yukon product Giovanni Conti. A 2-1 record with a 3.05 ERA. This will be his 11th appearance of the summer for the Unicorns. 17 2/3 innings worked, 19 punch-outs. He's allowed just 4 walks in that stretch. Trying to strand a one-out base runner aboard at second. First delivery from Conti is a fastball pumped into the zone on the outside corner to Sam Morris, the right fielder for Westfield. Tomasetto playing in relatively at third. Mueller playing off the bag at first, and the middle infielders for Norwich at standard depth as there's a high fly ball that's going to sail well foul out to the Nashantucket Pequot Barbecue Pavilion out on the third base concourse. The count is quickly 0-2. Conti last pitched for Norwich July 10th at Nashua. Went 3 innings, allowed 1 earned run, and allowed just 1 hit in that outing. Walking 1 and striking out 1. Well ahead of Morris is Conti. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 coming home is a fly ball, carrying Fallets into the Westfield bullpen down the left field line, and the battle still going here between Conti and Morris. This is Conti's first meeting against the Westfield Starfires. Is yet to face him yet. Big spot for the Yukon product. Reaching out and getting a piece of it is Morris, and the battle's still going here between Conti and Morris. Morris, the right fielder out of Millersville, native of Spring City, Pennsylvania's rising senior, 6 feet, 185. Righty on righty matchup with 1 out and a base runner at second. Here comes the 0-2 delivery home. That one is crushed foul down the left field line. It was a pitch that caught a little too much of the heart of the plate. Conti relieved to see that one go foul. That's now 4 straight pitches knocked foul off the bat of Morris. Conti trying to record a big second out for Norwich with a 2-run lead in the 8th. The righty set at the belt, toe tapping and now set. The 0-2 on its way is down in the dirt for ball 1. Morris this afternoon is 1 for 3, is grounded out to second, single to center, and has popped out to second. Count leverage for Conti, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 delivery coming home is swung on and missed for strike 3. Conti dialed up the fastball and has a big punch out for out number 2.
The shortstop, Kyle Garbowski.
Garbowski will be the batter for Westfield. He'll take his 4th trip to the plate. So far tonight, 0 for 2 and has drawn a walk. Norwich at standard depth everywhere defensively against the left-handed hitting shortstop Kyle Garbowski, who swings through strike 1. Conti's been a strike thrower so far in this outing. Has issued just 1 pitch out of the zone. Trying to send Norwich to the home 8th with a 2-run lead intact against the top-seeded Westfield Starfires. There's a hard-hit line drive through into center field. And the green light ahead. The throw home to Connor Lane is in time, and the inning is over. It looked like Paul Bonfiglio put up the stop sign, and running straight through it was the base runner. That was Luke Uhas, and here's a look at that play at the plate. Cut down by Sebastian Mueller, who fired home to record that final out in the inning, which, was the catcher Jaden Novak, and the Unicorns are going to hold a 2-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're watching Norwich Unicorn Future League Baseball, streaming live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they gonna know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
The Norwich Unicorns are excited to announce that Nick Bossy will be a part of the All-Star Experience in Norwich in 2024. As he'll perform a post-home run derby concert on July 22nd, following the Futures League best, who will try and slug them out of the park here at Dodd Stadium. Once again, Norwich proud to announce that Southern Connecticut's own Nick Bossy will be performing after the home run derby. Leadoff batter for Norwich in the 8th is Alex Irizarry. Still for Vorha in relief for the Westfield Starfires as Norwich continues to hold a 2-run lead thanks to some fine work defensively. Swing and a miss for strike 2, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting DH Alex Irizarry, who is back up for the 4th time tonight. So far, 1 for 3. The 1-2 coming home off the end of the bat foul. And the battle still brewing here between Irizarry and Vorha. Irizarry coming into play was just 1 for 8 against Westfield pitching. The 1-2 home is a high chopper over to second, fielded there by Sillier. His throw to first in time, and that'll take care of Alex Irizarry for out number 1 in the Norwich 8th. Sweeney tonight is 0 for 3, is grounded out and flew to center twice. A check swing back to the rubber. Vorha there to collect it and fires a dart to first that Redahan was able to keep a hold of, and Sweeney set down for the 4th time tonight. And 2 quick outs for Vorha in relief here in the 8th. That was an swing from Sweeney, who was just checking his swing. And unfortunately for the Unicorn right fielder, made contact with it, and it bounced right in front of the pitching mound that Vorha was able to collect. And more times than not, you would expect for a pitcher when he fields the baseball to jog a couple of steps to first and then underhand toss it to the bag at first. But Vorha muscled up and threw a fastball the way of Redahan. It was alert to make the catch. Storino, the batter, with 2 away, and the first pitch fastball down Main Street for strike 1. Storino tonight has struck out twice and has grounded out. Trying to get aboard for the first time tonight with 2 gone in the Norwich 8th. The 0-1 coming home is outside, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nick Storino just 1 for 10 against Westfield pitching with 1 RBI and has now struck out 4 times. The 1-1 coming home is downstairs for ball 2. If the inning were to continue for Norwich, it would mean a chance for Caden Dosa. The right-hander set at the belt. The 2-1 delivery is upstairs for ball 3. Prior to attending Fairfield, Storino is an all-NEPSAC first team and all-New England honorable mention at Canterbury High School. Trying to battle with some count leverage. The 3-1 pitch is over the head of the leaping second baseman, solely wired into right field. Storino aboard for the first time tonight and is himself a mini little 2-game hitting streak, and the inning will continue for Caden Dosa. The 11th hit of the ball game for Norwich. The first of the night for Storino, a chance for the leadoff man Dosa, who watches strike 1. Cross over the outside corner. Good looking off speed pitch there from Vorha. Trying to keep the game where it is for Westfield when they bat in the 9th inning. There's a pitch hooked foul down the third base side. Well ahead here is Vorha of Dosa. 0-2. The runner in motion, that's Storino as it's punched foul on the first base side. Dosa just trying to stay alive with 2 strikes is another fastball that was riding into the batter, Caden Dosa, Norwich center fielder. Dosa, prior to taking his talents to Yale, was a 2023 All-League first team, 2022 All-League second team, and All Bay Area Baseball second team. Northern California native out of Mill Valley, California. Plenty of baseball coming out of California. The 0-2 coming home is upstairs for ball 1. Dodd Stadium itself has ties to the Bay Area. When the Connecticut Defenders played ball here, were the San Francisco Giants AA affiliate. The 1-2 is ripped through into left field. Caden Dosa aboard for the second time tonight and make that 3 straight multi-hit performances for the Yale product. Nice swing there by Dosa to send that one into left field. There's a look back at the Dosa 2-out single. Able to just send that out into left field. A.J. Soldra, who has a 2-hit effort today, is a fly ball out to right field. Moving back is Morris. It's over his head. Waving around third is Storino. Coming around as well is Dosa. Headed to third is Soldra. The tag is in time. A.J. Soldra trying to beat one out for his second triple, but the damage is done. It's a 2 RBI double off the bat of A.J. Soldra. And Norwich has taken a 7-3 lead as we're headed to the 9th. Stick with us here on the Futures League Baseball Network and on YouTube on SNSN Sports. Soldier's third hit of the ball game has given Norwich a 7-3 lead. The 9th inning coming up next.
We ask that you mosey on over to the top of section 4.
Divino Digital is your one-stop shop for website design, development, and site management. Divino Digital uses the most up-to-date technology to develop their sites. Whether you are looking to build a small website or an e-commerce site with hundreds of products, Divino Digital has you covered. Check them out, located at 31 Hewitt Road in North Stonington, Connecticut, or give them a call at 860-373-7175. That's right, 860-373-7175.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for your Unicorns from Fairfield University, number 15, Jimmy Mulvaney. Mulvaney now pitching for Norwich.
The Norwich Unicorns are proud to announce that former Major League World Series hero Jim Leyritz will be making an appearance during the Futures League All-Star Experience in just a couple weeks. On Tuesday, July 23rd, Leyritz will be hanging out with the Futures League All-Stars on the field during the batting practice session. From 5:30 to 6:30 p.m., Leyritz will be on the main concourse signing autographs and providing photo opportunities for the fans. Leyritz will also throw out a ceremonial first pitch prior to the All-Star Game on July 23rd right here in the Rose City. That's right, the 2024 Futures League All-Star Game coming to Dodd Stadium as the festivities begin Monday, July 22nd with the Home Run Derby, continuing through Tuesday, July 23rd. New reliever in the ball game for Norwich is right-hand sidearm reliever out of Fairfield University, Jimmy Mulvaney. Will handle the baseball from manager Kevin Murphy as the Unicorns will try and steer this one home into the win column here this afternoon against the top-seeded Westfield Starfires. So far this summer for Mulvaney, this will be his 10th appearance of the summer. All in relief, an 0-1 record and an ERA under 1.98 in 18 and a third innings work, 19 punch-outs, and just 5 walks issued. Mulvaney last pitch for Norwich back on July 11th against the Worcester Bravehearts, 2 and a third innings, earned the victory for the Unicorns, a no decision in that ball game, allowed 2 hits and struck out a pair. Mulvaney also pitched against the Starfires. That was back July 5th. Went 3 innings and also earned the save. This is not a save opportunity here as Norwich has a 4-run lead thanks to A.J. Soldra's 2-run double, which has given Norwich a 7-3 lead. Norwich 7 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors. And Westfield 3 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. Mulvaney working ahead of the batter. That is Jackson Haker. No balls and 2 strikes. This is the second plate appearance for Haker, who came into the ball game to replace Van Leote. Mulvaney ready to come home on 0-2. It swung through for strike 3. There's strikeout number 20 of the summer. And 1 away, back to the top of the order. It will bring up Julio Cillier.
Batting for the second baseman.
Well, it looks like they are going to bring in a pinch hitter for Cillier. It is going to be Cameron Papetti, who is a riser headed to Bryant, who bounces the first pitch he sees foul towards the Starfire dugout on the third base side. Cillier will finish his ball game 2 for 4. So they turn it over to Papetti, who's rostered as a catcher for Westfield. Mulvaney's 0-1 coming home. This is a pop fly into shallow center field. Cruising underneath it and making the grab on it is Caden Dosa, who had to go a long way from center field. And Westfield's down to their final out here this afternoon. The final chance here this afternoon is Aiden Redahan, the Central Connecticut product out of Greenwich, Connecticut, who is just chatting with one of his teammates, Antonio Ducatelli, who is also a product of Central Connecticut. Ducatelli was out of the lineup here this afternoon. But Redahan, the final hope for Westfield against Mulvaney, the closer for Norwich, who fires in a first pitch strike. Every game now so magnified for Norwich as they try and catch some ground in the standings, especially against the teams ahead of them. They'll see Westfield once again on Tuesday for a doubleheader. Mulvaney sidearm delivers a fly ball lifted out to center field. Moving back is Doza, has a beat on it. Shy of the warning track is there to make the catch, and the ball game is over. Say goodnight to the Starfires. Norwich has their third win this summer against Westfield and have gained some ground. It's the third in a row for Norwich. They win it here this afternoon on this Sunday fun day by a final score of 7-3. Don't go anywhere. The post-game interview and the recap is coming up next right here on the Futures League Baseball Network, and if you're watching on YouTube, on SN Sports.
Game time was 2 hours and 32 minutes.
This one comes against the number 1 Westfield Starfires. I'm Adam Player, joined now by the player of the game, AJ Soldra. Let's first talk about how big this win was for you guys coming against that team.
Yeah, absolutely. All year we kind of been battling against them back and forth, 1 and 2. I feel like every time we play them, it's a big game, especially standing wise. But I think as a team, we're just trying out.
Another big night for you offensively, 3-hit game. Let's talk about that approach for you at the plate. Another 3 RBIs for you as well.
Yeah, I think something huge is that the game just gets so much easier when guys around you are just playing hard and executing just as much. So, like, you know, having guys in front of you and behind me that are getting on base and scoring runs and knocking guys in, it just makes the game way easier. So.
The bullpen also locked down for you guys. What did you kind of see out of the relievers tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. They just these guys in the other team and behind them. That's all you could ask for.
Good to see this Westfield team for a doubleheader this coming week. How do you keep the train rolling?
I think, honestly, the goal is to just keep the momentum and keep executing it the way we have been. The offense is doing good. The pitching's doing great. So we keep that rolling next week, I think we're going to have a really good week.
Scenic Horn fans, that is outfielder A.J. Soldra. Norwich takes down Westfield by a final score of 7-3. Norwich Scenic Horns winners here this afternoon on this Sunday fun day here at Dodd Stadium. Touch a truck as well. Fire truck at the ballpark. Garbage trucks, police cars, everything you name it, it was here. And so was the Norwich offense as well. A 7-run effort. That's now back-to-back 7-3 wins. And this is the third win of the summer for Norwich against the number 1 seeded Westfield Starfires. And Norwich got going early here today. Surrendered a couple runs in the top of the first inning. Justin Marks going a couple innings, allowing those 2 early runs. But Norwich immediately able to respond with 3 runs of their own. And they got going immediately. A leadoff walk to Caden Dosa. A.J. Soldra able to plate Dosa with his RBI triple. That was a start of a big night for A.J. Soldra. And then it was Sebastian Mueller who kept the inning going for Norwich with the second straight hit, third consecutive base runner reaching base safely. Mueller with his first hit of the ball game. And then it was Connor Lane who continued to do Connor Lane type of things as well. His bat has come roaring to life. A base hit for Connor Lane that would plate a run as well. A couple of runs for Norwich as the Unicorns would take a 3-2 lead on a sac fly from Nick Tomasetto. And nice to see Tomasetto start to get something working for himself offensively. And after 1 inning in the books, already 5 runs, 3 for Norwich and 2 for Westfield. And then it was Justin Marks who was able to settle into the ball game himself. Worked a scoreless second inning. Norwich held off the board in the second, but able to tack on an important run there in that third inning. And then Norwich was held without a run until that 7th inning, striking for a run in the 7th and 2 more in the 8th. Thank you to A.J. Soldra. And for Soldra, he would finish the ball game with 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and it was just a home run shy of the cycle. An all-star caliber season in the making for A.J. Soldra. There's a reason why he's taking his talents to Seton Hall. He has been by far and away a threat at the plate. Every time he steps up to the plate, he's bound to make something happen, and when he gets on the base pass, he's looking to take extra bases. Yes, he gets called out trying to extend that double into a triple, but he gets the job done. A little bit more cushion. And the bullpen for Norwich lights out. Jimmy Mulvaney to seal the victory for Norwich does not get a save, but his ERA continuing to trend closer and closer to a number 0. It's under 1. It was .98 coming into play here today. That's going to go down a little bit. Giovanni Conti working a scoreless inning for the Norwich Unicorns. Michael Belcher continuing to find his groove. And the winning pitcher for Norwich, that's going to go to Mike Poncini. Teo Spadaccini allowed just 1 run in his outing. But again, some incredible work from this entire staff. Norwich overall having to use 5 relievers, and they hold one of the top teams offensively, the number 1 team in the Futures League, to just 3 runs in this ball game on 7 hits. And the Norwich Unicorns, 7 runs on 13 hits, both sides with 2 errors. The losing pitcher is going to go to the starting pitcher, the Westfield Starfires, Jake Yakum, who surrenders 4 runs in this ball game. Norwich is going to get the win on this Sunday fun day. In 2 hours, 32 minutes is the time of the ball game. Norwich will meet with this Westfield Starfire team once again on Tuesday for the start of a doubleheader. Those are some big games upcoming. And then on Wednesday, the Norwich Unicorns will return home for a baseball summer clinic camp day. That game against the New Britain Bees. And we'll also meet with the Future League Road Warriors on Thursday. And then a home-at-home series with the Worcester Bravehearts. That will take place on Friday and Saturday. On the road Sunday with the meeting with the New Britain Bees. That's a look ahead for the Norwich Unicorns. Norwich has their 15th win at home this summer and win number 22 of the summer. Norwich takes down the Westfield Starfires by a final score of 7-3. Norwich back at home on Wednesday. Have brunch with the Norwich Unicorns as the pregame coverage will begin at 10:45. First pitch, 11 o'clock Eastern. We'll talk to you then.